Yeah, it's Benja Styles.
It's your man DJ NoPhrillz and Maybach of this mixtape-ish, the Rolls Royce of this radio-ish. Let it play, I got you.
You know, it's official street radio every Thursday, 6 to 10, ueradiolive.com. We got the man who's buzzing on the blogs in the streets real heavy right now. He stopped through the store, Raw South Street. So, Mac Miller, like, I wanted to know, how all the buzz came about, because I know you've been recording for a while, since you were maybe, what, 15?
15, yeah. I started recording.
And all of a sudden, all I see on the internet, on the blogs, is Mac Miller videos. You had the mixtape out, and now you have the Senior Skip Day song video, that's really blowing up, the video too. How did all the buzz come about?
It was basically just like a constant grind for real, because it was like I started recording, and really, like, I've been doing music for a long time. Since I was like 6, I've been involved in music. From age 6, I play instruments too. Like, I play piano, I play drums, I play guitar and bass. So like, I've been a real musical dude my whole life. I started really focusing, like, I started freestyling all the time when I was 14. 15, I started recording because, like, people have little basement studios and it was just easy. So I started recording when I was 15. I kind of just didn't stop, like, it was like I just kept on going and I kept on working until I saw a little something and built off that. So it kind of just built, and I put out a couple videos, and when I was getting time, I dropped like my first mixtape called The Jukebox, and then I dropped another mixtape called The High Life. Started gaining little buzz, nothing major, and then when I dropped Kids, is really when it went to the next level. But before Kids, I was about to drop it, and in Pittsburgh, I showed Benji Grimberg, who is the president of Rostrum, and I showed him the mixtape before it was done, and he was like, whoa, like, this is a huge step up from your last thing, because he's always been like family. So I signed with them, and then we just kind of started working and really building and getting it out of different places.
But explain the importance of the movie Kids on the mixtape coming out.
Well, the movie Kids was like, when I saw that when I was younger, and not a lot of people like know about that movie that know about the mixtape. So
that's like a cult classic right there, like
old school.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that like people that got the mixtape would go watch the movie, because it's a really like crazy, influential. And that was one thing I wanted to do with my mixtape, was I just wanted to be like real my life as kids. And that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily like my life is like that movie, but it's like this mixtape symbolizes me as a kid right now that I am. So I wanted the mixtape to really like do that and show.
And you're from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
How old are you?
18.
18. All right. So you're selling out shows too.
Yeah, I mean, I've sold out. I mean, I've brought out some really big crowds in some places.
Is that surprising to you, or is
that? Yeah, hell yeah, it's surprising. That shit is. I did not expect it at all. That's like, still to this day when I do a show, I don't like to look out at the crowd before I go on. I just like to be surprised, because I've done shows. I've been doing shows since I was 15, and I've performed for like 9 people. Like I did my first show in Pittsburgh since the mixtape dropped. And there was like 1,300 kids there, and that was crazy. That was the most crazy to me, is that to see like going from 3 months ago, if I did a show bringing out like 100 people, to dropping this mixtape, doing a show and bringing out that much of an improvement of people was like shocking to me. That's why I love it, because everything is really surprising to me. Going out to a place like Virginia and seeing hundreds and hundreds.
And how much of the blog influence was it on your career, do you think?
I think it was a lot, because I think when a blog posts your stuff, whether it be one of these big name blogs or even a little blog, it's like, what do people find when they type your name on Google?
Exactly.
Is it gonna be like, is it gonna say Mac Miller, and then they're gonna see MySpace and Facebook, or are they gonna see like some websites that post it up? And whether or not the blog has this huge following, it really matters about getting support. That's why, like, I always have appreciated all types of support.
How did it feel when the Nah Rights, the shout out to Dope Boys, the exclusive zones, how did it feel when they first started really touching your stuff?
It was cool, because it's like, that's the place, those were places that I got my music, So like, going there and seeing me pop up was like, oh, that's like, it just shows like everything is like, you know, shocking to me. It's like seeing that the level that keep on stepping up and keep on raising the bar. And it's just like a cool journey to travel and where can
Here in Philadelphia, we got a movement called PSP, which is Philly Support Philly.
Yeah.
That's when basically all the artists and DJs and you know, artists, DJs, producers, we all work together, and it's definitely working here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philly Support Philly. So, and shout out Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Philly Support Philly. Philly Support Pittsburgh. We all PA. The question is not why not. Not why, but why not. But what I need to know is, how is the support system out in Pittsburgh as far as with artists, producers, and DJs?
It's real cool because it's like on the come up, you meet everybody and you
Right.
see everybody, and I still keep in contact. Like I have a core group of people in Pittsburgh that I still work with. Like my favorite producers are from Pittsburgh still, and E-Dan and Big Germ. Like those are like the people that have helped me more. I mean, I promote positivity with my music. That's what I try and do. Is that it's just being happy. Like that's however I choose to be happy. That's on me. You know but that's the main message that I try and promote. Is just being happy in whatever situation you are in, whether you smoke weed, whether you don't smoke weed, whether you go to school, whether you don't go to school. It's just being happy.
Addressing the issue that some of those producers came up and confronted you in New York about a beat that was used on the mixtape.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't used on the mixtape.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Okay, yeah, just clear up that whole situation for people out there that don't know.
Well, basically the situation was, I'm real good homies with Darrell Revis of the Jets.
Okay.
Like that's like family.
Right.
He grew up right outside of Pittsburgh. And he, you know, one of his hobbies is making music. So he put a call out to beats. And mind you, this is before I had like a buzz. I wasn't expecting a buzz. You know, you never expect things to pop. They just do. So he got all these beats and he sent me a couple of them. They're unmarked. They didn't have like any. It just was a beat. So
not properly tagged records.
Right. Exactly. He just had it. He just had a beat. So I took the beat. I was like, "Oh, this beat's cool." I was like, "Can I rap on this?" He was like, "Yeah, you can rap on it." So I spit on it, you know, and I put it on Facebook and I just released it on Twitter, and it, you know, it was cool, gravy. No, not really buzzing. I made a video to it, and it kind of started building, and I didn't know what was happening. So, you know, they just came and approached me for an interview, and they kind of just attacked me on it, and I was not ready for it at all, and I wanted, seeing that the cameras were on, I wanted to keep it cool. Like I wanted it to not become confrontational. I didn't want a video of some fight breaking out. I wanted to be cool, and we could have talked about it off camera, and we could have discussed it, and they could have talked to me and found out like the whole truth behind the email. Like, is that my email? The whole truth about everything, and we could have just worked together, and it would have been all gravy. But they went a different route, and that's fine. I'm not even mad at them. Like that's cool with me. Like if you want to put out a diss record on me, that's fine. If you don't want to support what I do, that's fine. I have 100 billion people that don't support what I do, and 100 billion people that do support what I do. So I don't care which side you're on. So it didn't really change. It wasn't as big of an impact on me as people thought that it might be, and it wasn't really as big of a situation as it got brought out.
But I guess that shows you that people are paying attention to what you're doing if they're going to make that a big deal.
Exactly. I mean, I think that it was like, you know, it bubbled up because it was something negative. And I was like, man, and you can ask all my producers that I show extra love to my producers, like all the time. Like I make sure their names are everything. If you look at my mixtape, every producer on there. Even the instrumentals I use, you know, it's a mixtape, so you're going to use some old school instrumentals.
Absolutely.
I even credited whoever made that beat. So it's like, I'm about showing love. Like, the Incredibly Dope tour is like my first run at a tour, if you will. So yeah, we're just going around doing shows and having a good time, working on making new music, shooting new videos, and just grinding.
That's what's up. Benja Styles.
DJ NoPhrillz.
Official street radio every Thursday, 6 to 10, ueradiolive.com. Mac Miller, Raw South Street.
608 South 5th Street. It's official.
Cheer.